Hello guys, welcome to lesson 7. In this video, I'll just show you what accessories you need with a guitar. Um, and I think I got a lot of questions already that what type of guitar should I buy. I'm not going to give details on that. What I will do is I will put some links of some guitars which you can probably look to buy. There'll be links from Amazon.in for students in India and Amazon.com for students in US. So go through the description for the links and you will find my recommended choices. Again, they're not sponsored. I just found them on these sites and found them useful, and I would recommend them. But again, based on your budget, you can go with any of those. Okay, so first accessory we need, of course, the strings, right? Usually a new guitar would come with pre-installed strings, but I would always recommend to keep a spare with you. In case it breaks down, you can always change it, right? um, Usually what happens is the first string, the second string, they're very thin and very sensitive, and they tend to break more compared to third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. So that's why I would always recommend at least keep a pair of first string, second string with you, if not the whole set. Usually the whole set looks like this. This is pretty decent one which I purchased here. Uh, uh, this is an extra light gauge starting from 0.010 to 0.047. But if you go, there are other thickness as well. This is extra light. There is a light gauge, a standard gauge, which are a little bit more thicker. But I usually use this on my acoustic guitar. And these are meant for acoustic guitar. So make sure that you are purchasing. If you have acoustic guitar, make sure it's for acoustic. Electric guitar size is completely different. Okay, this is made of phosphor bronze. The other one which are available are made of nickel. The next one is a pick or a plectrum. So this is pick or plectrum is basically what you use to play your strings with your right hand if you're a right hand guitarist, and if you're a left hand guitarist you use that on the left hand. So you should have few of these. It comes in different thickness. I tend to use something which is around 0.7 mm. This is a 0.7 mm pick. You can go with 0.5, 0.6 as well. Those are also pretty good. Should not be very what do you call, hard. It should be a little bit flexible. I mean, if you see here, I'm able to move it. So yeah, go with the 0.6, 0.7, which is pretty good, right? Or you could buy a whole set like this. It's pretty cheap, and you actually, when you buy a new guitar, you should get this for free with your new guitar. Then you get a string winder and cutter. It's not mandatory here. This one is it's an optional. I don't have it, honestly. I use my standard tools at home. Yeah, this is basically used in case your string breaks. Then you use the cutter to cut the string and take it out. And winder is to basically put the new string. Yeah, I don't have one, but I will put a picture of it. Next is metronome. Metronome is basically used to give you a fixed beat pattern, which helps you to practice along, right? As if you remember my initial first lesson where I talked about different type of rhythm patterns like 4x4, 3x4. So you can set those on a metronome. Yeah, you get that as a device separately. You buy that, or it's available as a free app on your smartphone. So if you search for metronome, you can download it and use it. I'll give a demo in the next lesson, where I'm going to basically show how to use metronome for your lessons. Okay, and we'll start with real lessons actually for first, second, and third string, which we have already completed. I use a Metronome app on my iPhone, so works pretty well. Then you need to have a tuner. This one is mandatory. Either you can go with a tuner like this, right, which you can actually mount it on your guitar head, right, and then yeah, you can use it. I will record a separate lesson how to tune your guitar, and I'll show you a live demo how you use this. You get some tuner apps also, like you have an app for metronome, you have guitar tuner apps also which you can use. Again, I'll show that also in my next lesson, you know, how to tune your guitar. Very important. I think you should be able to tune your guitar at home before you start a lesson, because if you've not touched your guitar for a long time, it tends to get out of tune because of bending of the fretboard, and the string tends to, you know, kind of bend, loosened up sometimes. Next one is a capo. This is a capo. Basically, this is used. So this is my guitar here. I'll quickly show you. So this is my guitar here, and so this is the capo is used to basically change your nut position. So my nut is here. If you remember my lesson number 4 where I showed parts of the guitar. So this is my nut, right? In case I want to change my nut position, you know, for example, I want to make my nut on the 3rd fret, right? So I can change that. And how we use this, we'll learn about it later, but it's a very useful thing to have as an accessory. You should always have one with you. They are pretty reasonable, not very expensive, but this is a spring type. This has a spring, but there are different types of capos available. Okay. Next is the belt, of course. In my previous session also I showed you, right? So every guitar has a place where you can actually tie a belt, and again, belt is required in case you want to stand and play, right? It gives you luxury of not, you know, holding the guitar, and the guitar is actually resting on your shoulder, around the neck, right? And you can, this is optional, you can actually have a guitar stand. I actually have 2 types of guitar stand. One is this, which I actually keep my guitar on, keeps it safe. I don't need to look for a place to, you know, put it. It's safe and intact, and it has a lock as well, so I can just lock it. And I also have a wall mounted stand. I'll show a picture of it, where I can hang my, you know, guitar, and it looks, I mean, it's safe actually. They're pretty safe. Okay, so next topic I really want to quickly cover is, you know, how to hold your guitar, how it should rest on your lap, right? So your guitar should be kept, so every guitar has a curve, right? So this curve is where which sits on your lap, right? And you should always play like this, right? This should be your position, right? And with your right hand, if you're a right hand guitarist, you hold the pick, right? And with your left hand, you basically press the strings, right? This is how we hold the guitar, right? It should not be like this. It should not be like this. Yeah, you should get into a habit of keeping it straight, right? And your hand should come like this, right? It should be comfortable, you know, your hand, the guitar size should be comfortable, that, you know, you should be able to reach all the strings. Yeah, you should not be struggling to reach your strings, especially the, you know, the bottom 3. The 6th string is at least near to your hand, but if you go down, it goes far, right? So you should be able to, yeah. And how you hold your pick, right? There are different ways of picking, holding the pick. So you basically use your thumb and your index finger to hold the pick, and remaining 3 fingers are unused. You can just, you know, kind of Yeah, so you take the pick, you press that with middle of your thumb and index finger, and you need to bend your index finger like this, right? And so, and then the point of the pick plectrum should be pointing the strings. Okay, so this is one way of doing it. Another way is you know like this, where your index finger is kind of not bending inside, but it's kind of straight. So I usually use this grip. It's gives me, because I'm mostly a rhythm guitarist, so it gives me a free hand movement, right? Okay. Yeah, but again, every guitarist has its own way of gripping it, so it depends on your choice. But ideally, the two standard position where thumb is kind of in a fixed position, but your index is kind of bent and bending like this, and then you keep your index finger a little bit straight, facing uh, the same direction as the pick when it's touching the string. Okay, so that's about how to position your guitar on your lap and how to hold the pick. And on the left hand, with your left hand, how it should be positioned. There are two. There again, it depends on the way you want to, which makes you comfortable. Some guitarists actually keep their thumb at the back of the fretboard, like this, uh, right? And their fingers are like this, and that gives them a little bit more, um, you know, space to play with the. So yeah, and some people they hold it like this, where the thumb is kind of over the fretboard. So yeah, again, depends on what is comfortable. I've kind of taken this habit of holding it. My thumb is kind of over the fretboard. Um, but then this is also fine. Yeah, I mean usually with the thumb behind, you usually play bar chords, right? Because that gives you a lot of pressure. You're applying pressure from the behind of the fretboard with your thumb, which gives the fingers kind of more control on the frets. But then we'll do all these exercises later when we start doing advanced lessons, where how to make your fingers more stronger, and how to start using them more effectively, right? Okay, that's about it in this lesson. If you have any questions or concerns, please put it. Please feel free to ask me in the comments box, and I would love to answer them. Hope this was useful. If you have any more questions, or if you want a particular video or any particular topic for me to cover, I will let me know, and I will work on that. Okay. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.